Trump is failing fast and you need to get in my group. I got a special report coming out talking about this. I want you to understand the failing fast is just part of the good news, just part. Listen throughout this video. I'm going to give you a good part of the good news, but then I got a big new, brand new Clarity report coming in my Clarity group. The link is in the description and in the homepage. Here's the deal. Not only is he failing fast, but the biggest thing that's happening is that his policies are leading to the destruction and jailing of the administration. And I know you're thinking, when? Yeah, he's getting away with it. No, he's not. The thing you don't understand is the history of our government. Because most people don't know our civics. Our Americans, truth be known about Americans, many of us don't know our own civics about the history, operation, and laws of our government. It gets a little boring, I understand, but the way I explain it is a lot more fun, especially in the Clarity group and especially right here. I'll break some of it down here today. Understand this. Our government is slow. Our justice system is slow, but it's definite. We have recorded information of everything that ICE has done, recorded information of every grift that Trump has done. Even the meme coins are on a blockchain thing. So it is recorded information. He is not walking away free, and neither are the people with him. The Trump family in trouble. The Trump family will be jailed, possibly jailed, unless they get away. They or at the very least, hit with some serious blowback fines. The same way they got him in New York. They're gonna get this family because they've done it all out in the open. And they think it's Wild West. They'll catch me if you can. But that's always been the Trump theme, hasn't it? Ever since his father. Catch me if you can. That's their whole thing. But they will be caught. Here's the thing you got to also understand. This Epstein thing is much bigger than we even think. The fact that he's panicking over it. And he's panicked over nothing. He ain't panicked over nothing in 40, 50 years. He is scared. And the reason he's scared is because he knows he's done a lot of horrible things with those girls. But here's what I understand. It hasn't been just girls. I hear that he has been messing around with the boys too. And that was in Florida. In Florida, there's a lot of lawsuits that have been bought off over people who made claims against Trump. I mean, what I'm saying is this. In time, this whole thing is going to play out with either Epstein being his kryptonite kicking him out, with the grifting possibly kicking him out, his own health kicking him out, because he's getting dementia down is what they're calling him. But the real thing you need to pay attention to, and this is the part you need to grasp onto, is the fact that we do have 8 different types of secret investigations happening on this guy. There are people who are looking into this guy for the purpose. He's only got 40 months. Understand, he's only got 40 months. You might think 40 months is a lot, but this nation is almost 3,000 months old. It's not long at all. It's 169 weeks. We are in the 40th week of Trumpism. We got another 168 weeks to go. And I'm telling you, this is going to zoom by a lot quicker than you think. We are winning. We are winning. And the court records show it. The fact that he responds and his crew responds to the court correctly, for those of you who think, well, he's getting away with it. No, he's not. He's not getting away with it. He's catching hell. This guy's in a lot of trouble. He knows. I mean, that's why he's even saying, I don't think I'm going to heaven. It's like, who says that? A sworn in vice president says he's not going to heaven. Get out of here. I want you to understand another bigger picture that's happening too. With all of this, there's a bigger picture happening that we got to recognize, and that is within ourselves. I commonly say now that it's important for you to recognize decoding the drama with Trump, identifying the data that's real, and that's what I help in the Clarity group and The third part is developing you. Out of 160 something weeks, you could come out of this like a boss, both financially, mentally, spiritually. In fact, the next video I'm going to do is talking about how to make your money in spite of Trump. Okay? So you make sure you listen to that. That's going to be a free training. That's going to be great. I want you to understand that there's a lot of things you can do during this time, despite Trump. You don't have to wait until this regime is passed, that they call it. You don't have to wait to that. You can get on it. And there's a split you need to do with your time. You need to understand that there's only so much you can do in democracy, whether it be calling your Congress, whether it be supporting the nonprofits like the NAACP, ACLU, Indivisible.org, or the hundreds of others. Whether it be you sharing this video and other creators' videos who are giving you context and perspective, not just alarmism or conspiracies or doomsday, oh, the world is going to end. No, don't share that bullshit. And then there's some, going out to the protests, whether it's ICE or Kingsdale, no Kingsdale, whatever, right? But what I'm trying to get you to understand, other than that, those four things, what can you do? And the reality is, build a better you. You don't have to wait until this regime is over, till this administration is over to build a better you. Reconstruction starts now. And here's how that works. Here's what that looks like. You need to start building a better you to understand that you can do the best you can for democracy, but the best thing you can do for democracy, for this country, is take care of you in the mirror. A better you, a healthier you. Yeah, my treadmill's right over here. I'm telling you, better you, healthier you. How can you step up your game in your health? I know I'm living proof of that one. I got to work on that, and I'm working on it. How can you step up in your hydration, your nutrition? Again, I'm preaching, from the choir. How can you step up on your mindset? How can you step up on your emotional well-being? How can you step up on your laughter? I got a laughter group. I think I left the link in that, in my homepage at least. The liberal laughter group. How can you step up on your happiness? How can you become a better person in the midst of the drama, the tragedy? Think about this. In the pandemic 5 years ago, that's what we were doing. We were looking and saying, ooh, how can we be better? Ooh, let's relook at our work-life situation. Ooh, let's relook at our family situation. Divorce rates went up. We looked at people, our significant others, differently. Everything changed up. Remember during the pandemic I think it was 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., you would see the lights turn on and off and people would make noises and go dan, 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 in celebration to say, hey, we're still here. Even though we're all up in quarantine, we're still here. I want you to understand, we found ways to connect and be better persons. The real truth came within. I'm a Katrina survivor, evacuee. We don't call it refugee, evacuee. Refugees out the country, evacuee from New Orleans. And that was a screw up by the Republicans, Bush. I want you to understand the biggest thing, Katrina evacuee. We discovered more about ourselves in that. But you know what we also discovered in that? The same thing we discovered out of the pandemic and we're discovering now is that when the rubber meets the road, the American people make things happen. I saw people help us in Katrina, total strangers. We got together as millions. Our government failed us, but the people did not. And the same kindness we had in the pandemic, the same kindness we have today to support each other. The people come together, but the people starts with a person. It starts with you. What are you doing for you today? Make a list of the things you love. List out what you love. who you love, what you care about most. That's what matters most. Because you can do as much as you can out there. But what are you chopping up at your kitchen table? How many left is telling you that? How many left is saying it's about you? How many left is saying, hey, listen, no matter what happens with democracy, fuck that. I bet on you. Because you're more valuable than you think, and this democracy is not based upon it's not based upon autocracy, dictatorship, and factions. But you got to understand, words become things. Thoughts become words, and words become things. So when we say this man's a dictator, we don't know what dictator is. Not since the British days. Nobody living knows what dictatorship is in America. Sorry, they don't. Other than what they're told or when they go visit somewhere else. Because for me to speak like this and the left to speak the way they're speaking, wouldn't happen in Russia, wouldn't happen in China, wouldn't happen in Vietnam, wouldn't happen in North Korea. And people say, well, we're heading that way. We could head that way. But here's the thing that's exciting. This is the real part you want to listen to. The reason Trump's having a hard time is because of the history, operation, and laws of our government. Our formation is difficult. He can't just trample over the Constitution, and he hasn't. That's the biggest thing. And because majority of our people in this country, many, if not the majority, are ignorant, meaning not knowing of our history, operation, and laws. So they think he's controlled everything. He owns everything. He has control of everything. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong. He ain't controlling shit. He's not. He's not. He is not, ladies and gentlemen. He is not. Don't you come in there with that. Let me tell you something. When you come in my clarity group, don't you come in there with that bullshit. No, don't you dare come in there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, that's not true. He don't control us. We control us, and we control ourselves. And he is not an autocrat, dictator, or fascist. He's a wannabe. And he's failing. And we're watching him fail. Because of our Constitution, our branches, believe it or not, that the GOP is getting stronger at kicking him back. The lower courts in the judicial branch, which cover 99% of the cases, everyone. I don't care. And they can't kick it all up to the 1% Supreme Court. They can't. They can't. The numbers, they doesn't allow them. Doesn't happen. I'm trying to tell you, we're going to be all right. We're going to make it through this as we have through other things in the past. But the real question becomes, how do you want to make it through it? Like I said, the number one thing you need to focus on is you. Are you stressing out over this? What are you doing for you? You and I got to do for you and I. Because there's this quadrant thing I always point out. The lower quadrant is your low priority. What is it that you don't control? And then your high priority of what you do control. And what you control is you. That's the biggest thing in America you control. And you can make a better you despite what happens. Whether it's pandemics, Hurricane Katrina's, or Donald Trump's. Do what you can out there. But do what you can best for you. Don't feed yourself into fear. Remember, tyranny comes from fear, which comes from ignorance. And the best thing you can have to beat ignorance is education. How could you fear a man when you understand that he's losing 2/3 of his court cases, and they do capitulate to the courts because they're afraid that they're going to lose prosecutors out the DOJ? Pam Bondi's going to jail. U.S. attorneys are going to jail. Steve Miller going to jail. Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, Hegseth. Now, some might be able to dodge it, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming for their ass. It's coming. But don't sit there and wait for it to show up. In the meanwhile, build a better you and get in my group.